Yes, go.
Hey everybody, as I said before, I'm so glad to teach this class. This is going to be a no-nonsense, this is what we need to do if we want to make a paycheck next month kind of class. So, $80,000 is not a whole lot of money. If it is for you, then you can adjust this to $70,000, you can adjust it to $90,000. I'm going to give you the actual numbers on how to reach whatever goal you want. So you can adjust all of this depending on, you know, what you want out of your license. And we all want something different out of our license, right? So I'm so glad you guys are here. It's going to be a great class. All right. The first thing I want to say is that this is an open discussion class. We want to hear from you. We want to hear all the bad stuff. We want to hear all the good stuff. We want to hear the questions. We really want to get to the meat of how you're running your business on a day-to-day basis. Okay? Let's start over. In this business, people have opinions about everything. They all want to tell you how to run your business and the way that, you know, the way that they think that you should run your business. You know, we all have opinions. We all have a way that we think it should be run. And really, this is a very personal thing, your business. It has to be run the way you want to run it with your personality. You know, there's outgoing people, there's introverted people. Everybody attracts different people to their businesses. There's a saying that says your vibe attracts your tribe. So how you are personality-wise, if you're very A-type personality, you're going to attract A-type clients. You know, there's plenty of people out there. There's plenty of business out there. We don't have to compete with each other. There's lots to do. What I want to do for you is just, I want you guys to relax a little bit and stop feeling so overwhelmed that there's so much you have to do because everybody's throwing stuff at you and you have, I could sleep 3 hours a night and, you know, for the first 3 years, and it's not necessary. So forget everything you know about this business. We're going to start over. We're going to wipe the slate clean. We want to just make sure that, you know, we're doing what's right for us and that we are getting out of it what we want out of it. Okay, so this is not a goal class, but goals are very important to what you're doing because we need to know what you want from your license. Everybody wants something different. Some of us want to make a lot of money. Some of us want to teach our clients and be better trainers. Some of us just want to be investors and want to work on our own portfolio. So you have to spend some time alone and ask yourself what you want out of this. You know, it's a very personal thing to each of us. And be honest with yourself. You know, just because, you know, maybe your spouse wants you to make, you know, $500,000 a year and you want, you know, to make a little bit of money, and, you know, just be honest with yourself. You know, ask yourself what you want and then go out to family after that. And then ask yourself why you want it, because a lot of times we say, oh yes, I want to make, you know, $100,000. You know, easy to do in this business, easy to make $100,000 a year. That's what I want to make. But really, we don't know why we want that. Oh, because I want to pay off my house, or I want to buy a new car, I want to send my daughter to college. I want to do what? Why do you want this money? You have to have a motivation behind why you're doing this. Otherwise, it's too easy to not, right? You guys are being quiet today.
We're listening.
Okay. Yay. Okay, so why do you want what you want? Please spend some time and ask yourself this. We have 2 hours today that we're going to spend talking about how to get it, but when you leave here today, do spend some time. Find out what you want, and then ask yourself, what are you willing to do to get it? I spoke with an agent the other day. He wants to make a ton of money, but he has another job. So he wants to make $100,000 a year, but he has another job and he has kids that he has to go to home to. He's got all these other things because I asked him, what are you willing to do to get that? I mean, you can't think you're going to make $100,000 if you're going to spend 1 hour a day on this, and then that 1 hour you're going to do it while you're watching your kids, or while you're watching TV, or while you're watching. You make it balance. What are you willing to do to get to what you want? We're going to talk numbers in a minute, specific hard numbers, so and you can be honest with yourself. Yeah, I want $100,000 a year, but I'm only willing to work 3 hours a day. And you can come to okay, maybe I'll work 5 hours and make $50,000 a year. You can decide for you what works for you. Does that make sense? Any questions? Any questions about any questions about this goal setting process that you're going to do alone when you get home? No? You ready to see some numbers? Show me the money. Here's the money. This is the breakdown. This hasn't changed for the 18 years that I've been in business. It's the same numbers. This is a back to the bar. Ballerinas go back to the bar. I kept saying back to the bar, and then somebody said, what bar we going to? No. Not that, but the fundamentals of this business are exactly the same. If you are, it's a very simple business. Sometimes it's not easy, but the business itself is very simple. You want to make $80,000 a year, you need to have one closing a month. Average sales price, $225,000. Here you get to keep all of your commission, so you don't have to share it. So 3% of that, $67.50, is what your check is going to be, times 12 is $81,000. Statistically, you're going to have to talk to 5 people a day to get this. This is where you need to ask yourself, are you willing to do this in order to make your $80,000? If you're not, that's okay. That's okay. It's your business, your rules. You get to work it the way you want. But you have to offset what you're willing to do with what you're willing to make. Everybody got this? Taking pictures with your phone? See the breakdown? Okay. Any questions about this at all? Do we agree that this is the average sales price, $225,000? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Some people are in a bigger price range. Numbers would, be changed in that, or a less price range. But these are the numbers. 5 contacts every single day, 25 a week, 100 a month. You should be able to get 1 sale out of 100 people. Okay? Do you have any questions?
Now, the question is that, who are those 5 people?
That's what I wanted to hear. I was like, you guys are not asking me the question that he just verbalized. Okay, fine, I need to talk to 5 people. Got it. Now what? Who? Where? What do I do? That's what I wanted to hear. Great question, Norm. All right. I'm going to coin this phrase. It's called springboarding. Springboarding is my new word because I want you to springboard off of what we already have. You just happen to belong to a huge company who has a lot of resources for you. You belong to a company that has a lot of listings. You have a lot of agents. We all want to work off of each other's success, right? So let's talk about this. company listings. You can go, and if you springboard off of each one of these, this is great. This is a great resource. All three of these great resources for you. This should be enough to reach your 5 people a day. We have more, but this is a start, okay? With more as the slides move. So, yes, Gretchen.
What you do by that is say on the Facebook, our group,
On the group. Mhm.
just repost onto your,
She's asking, is this what I mean by springboarding is to repost? Yeah.
right?
Yes, but let's talk more specific. I don't want to just say, hey, talk to 5 people. Good luck with that. See ya. You know, I really want to talk details. And in the end, we're going to take each other's name and number. And I think we should form a group where we're accountable to each other with what we do. Would y'all like that? All right. Company listings. Let's start there. I think we have about, 600 company listings right now. They range from the millions to $30,000 lots, okay? We want you to go through our company listings. We all agree we're gonna help each other. Work on your social media, post the listings in the areas that you wanna work and the price range that you like, and hey buyers, check out this new listing. You know, we want you to do that. It helps the seller sell, it helps the agent market, it helps you gain buyers. Why wouldn't we do it? It's a win-win, you know. And I don't think we're doing enough of this, to be honest with you. You know, so this whole having your sphere of influence, think realtor, you, realtor, you, realtor, you, all happens through doing these types of activity. Get you a name tag. Start wearing your name tag. Get you a car magnet. Start letting people see your name. You know, your name, realtor, your name, realtor. The more you do that, it just helps you. You're driving in and out of your neighborhood every day. They know you're a realtor. They see you at a school function or community event, church, and they know you, and now they're starting to go, you, realtor, Annette, realtor, Chastity, realtor. Starts piecing it together. So post the company listings. Do it. Hey buyers, check out this new listing. If you want to see it, let me know. I'll be happy to schedule. Makes you look like a complete powerhouse. Makes you look like you have all kinds of listings, which you do as a part of our company.
I have a question on listings. Would I go to MLS?
He's asking for the Facebook Livers, he's asking where do you get the company listings? Great question. You can do one of 2 things. You can go into our website under property search, WP in-house listings. You can go to your MLS. You can go to HAR, ABOR, Metroplex. By the way, I don't think I told you guys, but we just joined Central Texas, which is the San Marcos area, all through there, and also Tyler, Texas, East Texas. So anyway, but whatever MLS you belong to, yes, you can go in there and look under Walzell listings. It all pops up. In fact, somebody told me the other day we had so many listings in the HAR that we couldn't even list, HAR couldn't even list them all. Apparently we only get so many pages. So anyway, list your company listing. Yes,
So
ma'am.
Shelley, we don't need the other agent's permission in order to get their, post their listing and their pictures, we can just, as long as it's a company listing.
Do we need the other agent's permission?
Right.
Yeah.
The listings belong to Walzell, so legally, no. Professionally, yes. I think you should shoot them an email. Hey, do you mind if I share? I know that on our Facebook page, people ask you to share listings all the time, and you should. You should share it. Please know that when you have a professional Facebook page, that TREC has guidelines as far as when you represent yourself as an agent, they want to make sure that you state who your broker is. So just put my logo on everything and you're good to go. You're covered. Any questions about sharing our listings? Okay. Open houses. Everybody needs an open house. Every listing needs to have an open house. You know, it's great. This is where you pick up buyers. This is real important. So this is not just a passive kind of a thing where you post and hope somebody calls you. When you're doing open houses, it's very active in that we come face to face with people who are looking to buy. So open houses are really, really smart. In our portal, we have a guideline, open house guidelines. Check that out, look at it. It's in there for you. Kind of rules on how to do an open house. Company sales and successes. We close about 5 closings every single day of the month. So about 150 closings a month. You can post those. If you see one closing in your neighborhood, ask that agent, can you put out just sold cards? Or can you, if you're advertising in a company newspaper, can you write all these down as sold, for our company and for you? So use the success that we have. You guys belong to a very big company. You can be very, very proud of where you are. We have a great reputation out there. People love us. Our name is becoming very well known, especially in the training arena. We're becoming more and more known in our training. You have a good name. Use your good name. We earned it. We're growing this, and you guys have earned it. So be proud of it. If you see a company sale and you want to post on there, hey, check out, even on your social media, if you want to say, sold this month, this, and this, do it. It's good. It's good for all of us for you to do that. Any questions about anything I just said? Can you all go out and do this? Does it feel like doable? Because you are welcome to raise your hand and say, yes.
And I will go on to the portal to open house guidelines, but generally, how many do you have for one property? Is it just one initial open house? Or
How many open houses does each listing do? Is that what you're asking? Okay. It depends. It depends on what the seller wants. It depends on how the agent wants to market their property. If you go onto our Facebook discussion group and you say, hey guys, anybody in the Kingwood area who wants to hold an open house or needs somebody to hold an open house, let me know. You'll probably get a response.
oh, sorry, I meant like say because I haven't had a listing yet.
Okay.
So when I have my first listing, generally, is it just one initial open house that you do, or do you do multiple ones?
I would do it as many times as you could. It's going to help you get buyers. It's going to help them sell their house. It's a win-win. And you can also tell your seller, we will hold this open every weekend until it sells. It's pretty powerful.
You can do as much as you want, because
Right.
I know that I need to open house maybe 7 times, only listed once. You don't know what you need. So.
That's right. And the feedback from the potential buyers is very valuable too. So you can go back to the seller and say, here's what we've heard.
And sell it when you could sell it. More improvements to sell it.
Exactly. The more you have that door open, the better off you're going to be on all sides. It's a great question. Do you have a question? Okay. Oh, yes. Ma'am.
In addition to check the open house status on the MLS, how do buyers get information that you have an open house?
How do buyers get information on the open house that you want to hold? Great question. You guys are awesome. Okay, so you can put it in the MLS. There are open house websites, open house, where you can post the open houses that you have. And a lot of buyers are aware of those websites, and they can, they check them. So in the MLS, on the websites. You can post it on your social media. We're holding an open house this weekend. Come take a look. How else? Any other? Yeah.
Yeah, email blast also you can do that.
Email blasts are great. Yeah. Great.
The listings for Wassail properties, when you list them, where do those go? Are there certain websites that Wassail uses?
Yes,
Okay.
there are multiple sites. Because we're wholly owned and we're not a franchise, we belong to almost every major city MLS in Texas. So it posts on all of those. It also posts on Trulia, Zillow, Chronicle.com, all of those, it feeds to that. You know,
I think that's like a good point to make when you're getting a listing,
Mhm.
because the sellers are impressed with how many different websites the listing will be posted on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all of them, is there a way to get a list, so if you wanted to?
If you go to our website under, is it on the front page? Is it on the front page or about us? It's on the first or second page, there's a list of all of them that we
Okay.
belong to. And it's like this long. It's
Okay,
a
awesome.
long list.
I'll check that out.
We have a question from Facebook. Someone is asking for the Facebook professional page. Is there a cost?
No, there's not a cost to make a Facebook professional page, yet. Eventually, probably, but there is not now. But please know that, I mean, I love the professional page. I love the idea of that because, you know, I have a professional page and I have a personal page. My personal page may have my daughter in her bikini on the beach. My professional page won't, you know. I like the separation between the two. I think it's important that you represent yourself professionally. You know, you will never see me with a glass of wine or a beer in my hand on my professional page. You know, you will on my personal page. You know, so it just depends. You know, put that into context. The business page is very important when you want to represent yourself as a realtor. Make sure that you put that logo on your business page when you represent your realtor. Trek wants to know if there's a problem, who can they call? And they want to know how to get in touch with me. Question?
Been to one open house, several, just one home, and there were not many like, people coming. And the only
To the open house?
that are the neighbors around. Do you feel disappointed or discouraged when you have those?
Great question. You're saying, what I'm hearing you say is that at the open houses, you can't get anybody to show up. Is that what I'm saying? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay, great. How to get people to show up at an open house? Directional signs, post it about a week in advance on HAR, repost the day of, you know, on your social medias. This is just a matter of marketing and making people aware that it's there. It's not that they don't want to go, it's that they forget. You know, things happen. You know, directional signs are great for that. And if we have our sign company can make some great directional signs that say Wassail, which will brand our company. It'll brand on your, you know, when you say Wassail Properties Open House, you know, it kind of keeps it all in mind and buttoned up together. So the answer to that question is to just post it, post it and remind. Chastity's great at doing these gentle reminders for the meetings. You know, if she didn't do that, people would forget. You know, same thing for open houses. Okay. You can also make sure that you have flyers for those open houses. Make sure, you know, that maybe in Texas it's very warm, you know, summer months are coming up. Have some bottled water. Business cards. Snacks are always good. Snacks will bring anybody. You feed them, they'll come. Any questions about springboarding off of your resources that you have? There's so many more resources that you have out there. I'm sure I'm forgetting some, but this is 3 very good ones that you can start and grow from there.
I have a question, Shelley.
Mhm.
How do you feel about us doing open houses for a property that is not a Wausau property? If it's in a neighborhood that I'm farming, say, and there's another person who can't do their open house, but they're a Remax or another type of agent, is it okay for us to do their open house?
Absolutely. It's okay for you to do an open house for somebody who is not a Wausau agent. No problem.
And we can still use the Wausau directional signs then?
Absolutely. It's all good. We all work together in this business. You know, there's, you know, it helps them, it helps you. It's a win-win. I like it.
Does it usually happen though?
It happens. I mean, you know, it happens out there. If I were doing an open house, you know, and I really wanted to own a neighborhood, I would probably do an open house and have all the other agents that have houses in that neighborhood promote together, and I would send out flyers to all the neighborhoods. So now I own this, they don't. And I would say, you know, if you are about to put your house on the market and you want to be in this monthly open house program that we're doing, this showcase of open homes, you know, let me know. I'll make sure you get on the next list. I'll also make sure that your home is in the MLS by the time that happens. Pick up some listings. Yeah. Become the expert wherever you are. Take advantage of all of the opportunities that you have, and they're everywhere. Opportunities are everywhere, no shortage. Yes.
Shelly, I know my problem is that I get so comfortable with just getting referrals, but when the referrals start coming in is where I'm like, oh, what should I, do you have any suggestions on how to, I mean, I guess you're gonna tell me, get out there and do it. But yes, that's my goal. I get so comfortable, I can get 3 or 4 and then, oops, and then I feel like I go. And that's when I get a little,
Okay, so
I guess
you're
disappointed
telling
at
me
myself.
your problem is you get too comfortable with your referrals?
yes, and that's
Okay,
what
we're
I'm
not feeling
normally
sorry
used
for
to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're not feeling your pain.
Referral.
What's a referral?
And I'm not used to like trying to get, and that's what I want to do. I want to like get out there and, because my goal is to, I was telling Annette, I want to finish paying my house by the end of by next year. I want it, that's
Nice.
our goal, my husband, is so we can get our other house.
Okay,
And, I'm like, okay, I need to, and I was listening to you with the numbers.
Yeah.
And I know that, I think, it was in March that I had 3 closings, but they were all like repeat business, like referrals. But I get too comfortable and I need to be more like, have a system going,
sure.
is my question.
Next slide. We're gonna talk about a system. But I just wanna congratulate you on your repeat business, because that's huge. That's what we all want, is repeat business. You don't have to work as hard as the newer agents who don't have repeat business yet. So you're doing something right in that area. You know, whatever that is, keep doing it. You know, because the repeat business it's gravy for us, and we want that. And you're right in that you put your marketing aside because you're busy, and then all of a sudden the referrals are not there, but because you didn't do your marketing, you don't have the income of new business. I understand what you're saying, and that's just a matter of timing. You just led me straight into how you should spend your day. So, how should you spend your day? You guys have heard me say this before, and some of you have, some of you haven't, but I want to talk about this. This is, again, fundamentals. This is back to the bar situations. You know, never changes in this business. No matter how busy you get, this never changes. You want to spend an hour training yourself, learning your craft, going to a meeting, studying a contract, reading a book, learning about the trends in the business. Spend an hour a day feeding your mind about your business. Okay? You should spend 2 hours a day on your social medias, on your go to a club. You know, if you like to paint, join a painting club. If you like to bowl, join a bowling club. If you like to be on boats, join a yacht club or boating club. Join a club, have fun. That's the great thing about this business. It's a very social business. It's a contact sport here. You've got to get in front of people. And so spend 2 hours a day in front of people. Spend another 2 hours a day with your clients, showing homes, doing your listing appointments, making sure that you have somebody in your car, that you're actually doing the business part of this, you know, getting some things signed. So 2 hours is active marketing. This is where you're going to take someone to the Starbucks, have coffee with them, good friend, good client, ask for referrals. Always ask, who do you know is about to sell? 2 hours with the actual client who's going to buy or sell. Spend an hour a day on the phone. Some people call this power hour. You've heard that? People say this. This is the time where you're going to touch base with old clients. Hey, I know you closed last month. How you settling in? You doing all right? Is it, you know, everything smooth? You know, how do you like your neighbors? Building that relationship. Spend an hour a day doing this, making calls. A lot of times, you know, when I was actively selling real estate, and I know a lot of you have heard this story, but I went to a monthly bunco group, you know, where we played this game called bunco. It was really a mindless game, but it was a chance for us to get together and visit and talk. I never left that club. I never left that meeting or fun time. It wasn't really even a meeting without hearing that somebody was moving or downsizing or divorcing or being transferred. You know, you get the gossip because you're around, you know, talking to a bunch of people. I never left without hearing something was happening. And I would, you know, wait until the next day, and I would just casually call them and say, hey, I heard you were being transferred. I'm really sorry to see you go. My business is bittersweet sometimes, but I'm here for you. If you want me to do comps, tell you what your house is worth. If you want to know, you know, if there's anything we can do to help you get this done, I want you to know that I'm here for you. You know, I can do that. Yes.
Question, Shirley.
And the question is, how often should you touch base with your past clients? You know, once a month? I think once a month. And it doesn't always have to be a phone call. Maybe 1 month it's a phone call. Maybe another month it's a quick text. Or touch base with them on social media. Hey, I was thinking about you. Here's an article that we found. You know, there are some marketing campaigns that do this for you. Title companies are great at doing this for you, and they do it free of charge. So it doesn't even cost you anything. Where they will reach out to them, and your name is included. So you can give them your list. You close with them. They've already got all of that in the system, and they'll make sure that they're being touched. I see the wheels turning. You guys are thinking about this. And then 1 hour a day should be spent answering emails, making sure your contracts are where they need to be on your checklist, you know, setting up times to show your clients their homes. You know, this is paperwork. This is work that does not make you any money. It just helps you stay organized. You know, a lot of times people spend 5 hours a day doing this and no hours a day with their clients or marketing, you know, the active marketing. So flip that if you can. That's how you make your $80,000 a year. I know when I first started this business, I was a new mom. I didn't have any money. I was broke. My husband was a mechanic. You know, he made good money, but I also needed to work to make money. And I wasn't willing to go to an 8 to 5 job. That's not how I'm wired. I'm not very good at that. So I had to make this work for me. This had to work. And I wasn't willing to put my kids in daycare. So I had to do it around my kids, you know, while they were in school. I had to do it while they were napping or at a friend's house. You know, I had to be very, very careful with my time. I spent a lot of time, in fact, never made less than $100,000 a year, ever, in this business, no matter what. That's what I wanted to make. So I had to be very purposeful with what I did with my time. And by the way, I quit work in May when my kids came home for summer. And I didn't do business until August. At the time, I worked with Coldwell Banker. They didn't like that. My business, my rules. You know, I get to do what I want. It's my business. I'm an independent contractor. So are you. So make this work around what you're willing to do and not willing to do. So yes, I took the summer off. Everyone thought I was crazy for taking a summer off. It's the busiest season, you know. And I told my clients, you know, that's great. You want to put your house on the market? Can we get together? And, you know, can you give me a month? If you want to work with me, I need a month, or I can refer you to somebody else. You know, if you become the expert in the neighborhood, most of the time, they'll respect that and wait for you. So, just draw on a line what you're willing to do to make what you want to make. Could I have made $200,000 if I'd have worked 60 hours a week? Sure, sure. It wasn't for me. It's not what I wanted to do. You'll have to decide what you're willing to do, you know, what hours you want to work. So anyway, being very purposeful in what I did. When I went to work, I made sure that I was being productive because I was, number one, probably paying for a babysitter in some way or another, either trading off with somebody else, you know, to watch their kids later. You know, it cost me in some way when I did my business. It cost me away from my children, away from my husband. You know, it's a cost when you do business. Number one, don't do it for free. You know, and number two, be very purposeful with your time. Do you have any questions about how you should spend your day? Yes, ma'am. Annette.
Premium homes, would I consider that the same 2 hours that I would normally spend with clients, say if I don't have to be
No.
there? So where would that fit into that?
Premium homes, I would probably put into, it's gonna go in those 1 hour somewhere, maybe into training. You know, when you wanna know what's going on in your neighborhood, what's out there available, I'd probably put it in that category, you know. The most important things you can do in this business are those 2 hour things. You've got to get in front of people if you're gonna make this work. You've got to do that. Remember I was telling you when I started this, I needed to make a paycheck, wasn't willing to go work with an 8 to 5 job. When you absolutely must make a paycheck, you've got to get in front of people. If the day goes by and you haven't talked to your 5 people, count on your calendar 45 days, make an X, because you're not gonna get paid that day. It takes about 45 days for all this to come through, right? By the time you get a client, write a contract, close. Yeah. It's a very simple business. I mean, we know we have to do this to get this. What's complicated about our business is everybody coming at us from all different directions, trying to take our time from us. You know, oh, can you please do this for me? Or, oh, you know, all the different things that you want to do. But you have a job. Any questions more about how you should spend your day? Is this starting to make sense? Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question for you. When you started making your 100,000,
Mhm.
were there all referrals, or were you doing like what's called cold prospecting? Or was it just referral based?
Okay, it was not referral based. As most of you know, I'm not a very outgoing personality type. People normally come to me, but they know when they come to me, I'm a very genuine person. They know I care. They know I'm gonna help you and be there for you. But I'm not the one to go out and start shaking hands. That's just kind of not my personality. If you can do that, great. You've got a skill. use it. But for me, my first year, I made $106,000 in the business. Here's what I did. I did open houses. Most of you have heard my story about when I first started. I actually interviewed with several brokerages and asked them how I could start. So this was not my idea. This came from this came from my broker at the time. Well, I didn't go with her, but it came from one of the people that I interviewed. I made business cards, and for 4 weeks, I went and knocked on my neighbors in the neighborhood that I worked in and just said, hey, I just got my real estate license. I'm excited about the business. Please take my card. If ever you need to protest your taxes, if ever you need to know what your business is worth, put this card in a junk drawer somewhere in your kitchen. Know it's there. I want to work. I'd love to work with you. I love the neighborhood. I know the neighborhood. Just know that I'm here. And I backed off. It wasn't a sell kind of thing. It wasn't pushy. It was just, I want you to know I'm here and I'm available and I'm excited. And I got calls for 2 years. 2 years after that, people were calling me saying, hey, I thought that was kind of gutsy. I knew you were ready to work. I'm ready to put my house on the market. You want to come talk to me? Absolutely. I did it 4 times. I did it from 9 to noon, 4 on Saturday. So 4 times for a whole month. Never, ever did it again. Ever. $106,000. The more people you talk to, the more business you're going to get. Today, people don't want you knocking on their doors. So what do we use? Social media. It's free and it's quicker. You won't be doing it for 3 hours on a Saturday. I think social media is a really, really powerful tool, and it can reach a lot of people in a little amount of time. The little commercials, are you seeing the commercials that our agents are doing now with the little spinny logo, and then they're showing the houses? My goodness, it's beautiful. Do those. Send them to me. I'll share it with my 125,000 viewers. Share it to yours. Ask your clients to share, your friends, your family to share it. The whole name of the game here is to get your name in front of people. People you do know and people you don't know. That's how I made my $106,000.
And especially, I do agree with you with Facebook because I totally don't like Facebook. And
Okay.
one posting I placed, I think in February, I got a listing and I got a buyer. And I was like, because I don't like Facebook. I'm like, my kids call me all homeschool mom. Because I don't like all the, and I just with that posting, I was like, and I took a boot camp social media class, and I think Tara lets you go for free and refresh, and I think I'm really gonna go do it.
Cool.
Because they gave you a lot of information how to actually do it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe what happened with that just one post that I placed.
I remember about 4 years ago, me going to a technology class, and Alan, y'all know Alan does the technology classes at Champions, and he was sitting up there talking about social media and Facebook, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just not even going to do that. And he said, well, I want to introduce you to my friend here that made $96,000 last year only on Facebook. He didn't do anything else but Facebook. And I was like, wait, what? What was this? How did you do this? What? So, you don't have to knock on doors anymore. Now we have social media, use it. It's free. It's a very powerful tool. Visual also. Make your commercials with a house that, if you don't have a listing, ask somebody that has a listing. Do you mind if I make a commercial here and I'll let you have it, a copy of it, so you can share it, I'll share it, we all win. Those are beautiful.
Are you saying now that it probably wouldn't be wise to do the door knocking?
I wouldn't recommend you door knock. I mean, I know that all the Keller Williams people out there say door knock, but I just don't think it's a very professional professional way anymore. It worked for me, and if you want to try it, you know, see if it works for you if you want to. I think social media does the same thing. We didn't have social media 18 years ago, you know, or I would have definitely done that.
But
You
you
know.
don't have connection for your neighbor, not necessarily that you have the connections.
Okay, great comment that now you're not connecting with people face to face. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Can I ask one question here?
Mhm.
We have a onliner that wants to know, how do you go about putting out that you're a realtor at children's activities without seeming weird or like a car salesman, but how do you bring it up casually?
Yeah, and not just for kids groups. How do you bring up that you're a realtor? But anywhere. I mean, how do you? This applies no matter what you're doing. Wear a name tag. They'll see it. It's a conversation starter. Oh, I see you're a realtor, you know, and that starts conversation. I don't want you to sound salesy. I don't want you to be pushy. That's not why we're in this business. We're in this business to help people find homes, you know. We're in this business to help people. So if you are cramming yourself down somebody's throat, they're not going to work with you. You know, that personality type may, but you've alienated all the others. So the answer would be wear a name tag, volunteer, you know, get in front of people, let them know who you are and what you do.
Some agents, you know, advertise themselves, it's okay, I'll give you 2% back or something, that's open. You see where they, you know,
Yep.
market themselves.
I know that when I had a daughter that was on the drill team, I was a part of the group, you know, the women's group that did all the, you know, running around, washing the uniforms, making sure they had drinks at practice, and all the stuff that goes behind, you know, a group or baseball, you know, if your kids are doing Little League or dance or whatever, you know, when you're in that group, one of the things that I did for the high school is I said, listen, and there were 300 people on her drill team, you know. I said, they're always trying to find money, always. You know, if you bring me a client, I'll donate $250 of my commission to this particular group. Brought me a lot of business. And if they knew somebody outside of the group who wanted, you know, to sell their house, they're like, oh, let me give you this person, because they knew I was gonna donate.
Some interesting.
Give back. You give to get.
That's true.
Give to get. I don't know that I would give up all of my commission, you know. We work really hard,
Yeah.
and we are in this business. We're here to make money, but
You're working hard too.
that's right. $250. I would spend $250 to make $6,700 all day long.
And what about 2%?
It's up to you. You know, would you give up a percentage? I used to tell people, listen, if I list your house and you go to buy a house, I will not charge you, you know, I'll charge you 1.5 instead of 3. You know, but it'll be on the lesser of the house, lesser price, and I need to be on both sides. I did that all the time. Don't give away the farm. We can make a lot of money in this business, and we work really, really hard. So contracts are important. We have a lot of value in what we do. We've spent a lot of money getting our license. You know, don't give it all away. Question? Okay. Outside of the office, let's talk about, how are we doing on time? What time is it?
11:50.
Awesome. Okay. Home builders. Let's talk about what we can do outside of our company. I love home builders. Home builders are great. When I was selling real estate, Trendmaker was my best friend. You know, I knew what communities they were in. I knew what their plans were. I knew their prices. I knew their salespeople. I knew what was going on with Trendmaker. I bought a Trendmaker home. I like Trendmaker. You know, so I still live in that Trendmaker home today. Get to know the builders. You only need to be you only need a really good relationship with one or two builders, and that alone will make you $100,000 a year. Here's what I would do, and here's what I did. New home builder, get to know them, bring them cookies, bring them smiles every day. You know, say hello. You know, once a week I would walk in there and I would say, hey, how's it going? How's your business? What do you need from me? I'd love to hold an open house for you. If you're not going to be there today and you want me to sit in this office all day long for you, I will do that. You and I are partners. We're going to work together. We're going to sell these homes. This is our job. This is what we're going to do. Use me. I'm free to you. All I ask is if one person comes through a month, just once a month. If you want to do this more than once, that's fine. But once a month, if somebody buys a house and they don't have a realtor, put me down as their realtor. Trendmaker Homes sell, see, back then it was $500,000, $15,000 commission check. There was my $100,000 right there. This is a resource that you've got to use. This alone.
Okay, so you're offering to go sit to be their host.
I'll do whatever they want me to do.
But I mean, okay, so you just go offer and say, you know, let me do whatever you need me to do, and I'll do it, and then they would throw you a bone once a month.
Throw me a bone. Put my name on a contract, because that means money to me. And that, you know, $15,000, what's that? $180,000 a year just for that one thing? I'd sit in there.
So what typically do you do? Just sit on the models?
Well, that's the great thing, because when you're sitting in there, people are coming in and they want to buy their houses. I'd pick up buyers like crazy, you know. So it was never just one. It was never just one person.
So and usually you try your best to sell a Trendmaker home.
Absolutely.
But if they move somewhere else, you would be the realtor for that one.
Right. If this is not your deal, if you don't like, if this floor plan doesn't work with you, and you want to go look at Village Builders, I can take you there too. You know, one of the things that we did a lot and still do today is we get bonuses. After you sell your first one, you start getting bonuses. You know, and it starts out at like maybe $2,500, and then jumps to $5,000, and then, you know, goes on up to $20,000. Right? Not to mention, you know, I have trips that I've received from Trendmaker, because, you know, you start selling and you start getting goodies. You know, I have a robe that says Trendmaker on it. I have blankets. I have all kinds of stuff, because they start sending you things. Flowers. They send me flowers all the time. You know, so once you get this going, it's fun time. It's gravy time.
To all builders do the same thing.
All the builders need
I
help.
remember that I did once for KB Homes. You know,
Yes.
a spa. If everybody does it like that, goes by and
Mhm.
try it.
Here's the thing that I know about salespeople. We have so much on our plate, and so many people throw so much at us in a day, we're not consistent. The consistent people get their name on the contract. And you don't have to be pushy. You're there to help them. You know, here's a great idea. As you're getting your bonuses, say, listen, sales counselor, if you have somebody on the fence and they're trying to decide between you and Village Builders, tell them you have an agent that that will come in and pay and buy you a refrigerator, a washer, and a dryer. Cost you $2,000. You're gonna get a $10,000 bonus anyway, and your name is on the contract. It's a win-win. You give to get. She'll say to that person, listen, if you sign this week, we have somebody that's gonna buy you a refrigerator, a washer, and a dryer, but you have to sign this week. Okay, let's do that. You know, your name's on the contract, plus you get your bonus. It costs you $2,000 of your bonus.
I mean, the builder wouldn't just forget about you as the realtor and just give them the washer and dryer anyway?
Sure, if the counselor wants to pay for that out of her commission. But, I mean, the builder can have their own incentives. This is just an extra little perk, you know. Would they cut you out of the deal? I mean, I guess it could happen. If you're a good relationship with them and you tell them, you know, I want to help you get this done, you know, and I'm willing to do this to help you get this done and to get the deal done, you'll probably get your name on that list.
Can you do that with the contractual?
On the contract, it would say, under special provisions, buyer's agent to contribute, you know, $2,000 of their commission towards buyer closing costs. You can do it. This is super, super powerful. It takes a little bit of time to build the relationship between you and the sales counselor. The relationship, by the way, is between you and the person sitting at the desk in the new home builder. That's the relationship you want to build, you know, and then you can grow from there. You know, once you build that relationship, you can maybe talk to the next person, you know, or go to another builder and talk to that person. You know, we're talking a once a week contact. They're your new best friends.
Yeah, I like
You know?
it that, you know, you just said that, you know, you offer that $2,000 towards their appliances. Maybe the agent for the building and say, well, there's an agent there, you know, give $2,000. So that's the benefit.
Yes.
Usually you don't think that much, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's when somebody is, you know, trying to make their quota for the month or make the very last sale for the month, and they can throw in, hey, I have somebody that can help you out here. Let's get this all done. We all win.
Even they want to
Pretty
sell
good.
their own home.
Number 2.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. You guys are good. Yes, because when their name is on there and they're buying a house, they're gonna have to sell the house that they're in. You can do that for them. So now 180 just turned into 300,000. 32, was that 32? $320,000. Do you see how this is a very, very lucrative business? Everyone in this company should be making $100,000 or more, just on what we've talked about today. It can be done. It can be done. It can be done. Chastity.
Okay, we have a question from online. How do you become an agent that lists builders' inventory homes on the MLS? Have your name on that.
Great question. Once you build this relationship with the builders and the sales counselors, eventually something will happen. Maybe the person who's listing them is not updating the pictures. Maybe they don't see as much value in what they're doing and what you can do. And eventually you become that listing person. That's how that happens. Keep in mind, when you list the houses for builders, they are used to paying $0 to $250 for you to list that house. Okay? Fine, we'll take it. We'll do it. We'll do it because we're going to pick up buyers. But more importantly, make that relationship and get your name on the contract. You know, because when that's in the MLS, when you list that property in the MLS, that's not your end game, is to list those properties. Number 1, you're not getting paid well to do it. Number 2, you're having to update it often. Number 3, when they go to see the house, they go to the builder. You know, they go to the sales counselor. They don't call the agent. Maybe the people that do call are other realtors. You don't get paid from other realtors. You get paid for buyers. So for me, my game would be that relationship with the builder, with the sales counselor, to do the open houses. I want to be where the people are. I want to be where the buyers are coming in. For me, I wouldn't turn down anything. If you're not making $100,000 a year, don't turn down anything. Once you start making $200,000, you can start being a little bit more selective. Is that it? Answer that question? Okay.
Okay, what about going to the builder and then taking the people's old home and listing that one for free?
If that's what you want to do, you can certainly do that. I wouldn't do anything for less than 1.5%. That's just me. I wouldn't do it. And that's why I don't like to list the new homes, because I don't want to do it for $250. It's a lot of paperwork. You know, it's a lot. And I am remember when I got in this, I had to make the money. You know, I needed to make the money. I had to be very purposeful in what I did and not spend my time doing things that weren't going to make me money. So for me, I would say, you know what? I'm going to sell your house. I will sell your house for you. And I will do it for 1.5 points less than everybody else out there. I will make that happen. It's still 1.5 points less than everybody, you know, than the regular 3%, you know. Unless you felt like they were difficult clients and you didn't want to cut your commission, because that happens too. You're like, oh man, do I really want to sell their house? The more money you make, the more selective you can get.
And
Great question.
Sherry, for me personally, I mean, that's just me. I know my husband and I had a little discussion because when he referred some friends, he would talk to me about cutting a commission, but when they came to me, I felt offended. I actually told them that, I mean, let me show you what I'm gonna offer you, and I feel like, I mean, I shouldn't cut my commission because you're getting educated, you're doing the job, and I told my husband, would you like me to refer somebody and then your boss will tell you, I'm cutting you a commission in your check?
Right.
Because your wife referred them. I said, how would you feel?
Right.
I said, it's the same thing. I mean,
It
and
is the
I
same thing.
personally don't like, I might do like a half if they do a repeat business, but I mean, because me personally, we come from a culture where they're sometimes always trying to get money to get
Haggling.
cut.
Mhm.
But I don't believe in that. I
Okay.
believe, I mean, if you're going to school, you're getting educated, you have a license,
Mhm.
I mean, and my husband and I had a big discussion about that, and I thought that when I confronted the person when they asked me for a commission, I was gonna, I mean, I had a lot of referrals in the past in 05 from them, and guess what, I started getting the business. I mean, I told them, I mean, you're paying your money's worth, I know what I'm doing, not only that, but I'm offering a lot more, I'm offering a lot of, I mean, trust, loyalty, I mean.
That's right.
Integrity, I mean, and I mean, you can go on my website, there's nothing but 5 stars in my heart, and you know, but I did, when I talked to my husband, I got offended when he wanted me to cut the commission for
Okay.
his friends, and I didn't. And up to now, only if it's like a repeat, if they send me like, if they're gonna buy a home and then list, then I'll do it.
Okay. Your business, your rules. You get
Because the
control over
other
what
thing
you
I
make.
told my husband, if your friend goes and tell the other friend, then everybody's gonna wanna cut, and then by the
Everybody's-
time you multiply it by 12, I'm not gonna do that. They should send their wife to go for real estate.
Right.
That's how I felt, because a lot of people like to be, you know, like, I mean, they won't use their time wisely, but
Yeah.
why should I cut my commission when I have
I
to
agree.
drive to be training, when you have to get educated, and you have to be very careful with all your,
Yep.
with all your contracts? I mean, I already feel like you're offering a lot with integrity, honesty, and, you know,
That's right.
so, I
And the
mean,
fact that you value yourself, well, people will value you more.
that's how I saw it when I started getting, because I was like, oh Lord, I hope they really see what they're getting. It's not just, I mean,
Yep.
a matter of selling or something. There's, I mean, a lot to offer besides just helping them in the transaction.
Yeah.
And I started getting more and more and more, and I was like, thank you, Lord, that I didn't cut, because then one would be telling the other, and I told my
right.
husband, pretty soon I'm gonna be giving more commission than.
Right.
And there is a lot of agents doing that,
There are a
Shelley,
lot of
because
agents
I
doing it.
had a neighbor that called me and she said, Maria, I have a question for you. If I refer you somebody, would you give me $500? I said, Geraldina, we're very nice neighbors and everything, but let me ask you, why are you asking me for that? Well, I had a real estate agent that if you send them a buyer, I said, well, I don't know what type of business is running, but by track rules, if you're not a real estate license, I cannot give you cash. What I suggest, if you want that kind of money, why don't I give you the information where you can go to school, and I'll be more than glad to help you. I mean, I said it very nicely, I didn't mean to be mean, but I want to tell people it's not as easy as they think.
Right.
Why don't they take
And
the
that you
time,
have
know?
bills. And throw me under the bus. If somebody says, hey,
I
will you
did
do
tell her
this?
that.
Say, no, my broker won't let me. You
I
know,
did
it's
tell her
okay to
we
throw me
couldn't
under
do
the
it by
bus.
truck, and I offered her, I even told her, I will put you in my car and I'll take you to Champions Real Estate and you'll enjoy the classes. And you'll see it's not as easy as it sounds. You know, they're asking you for $500. You get my point? They think
Yes.
it's easy. It's just, oh, she's making $5,000. I'm gonna ask her for
Well,
$500.
you know what
Lucky
she's
that
thinking?
Asking $500, there's agents
No.
offering 2%. I was
Yeah.
surprised to hear that.
Yeah. So what they're really thinking, Maria, when you're saying that, what they're thinking is, wow, she's going to protect my sale, the sales price. She's going to negotiate for me just like she's negotiating for herself.
Exactly.
She's the one I want.
And I do that. But I really want to show them it's not as, okay, you want the money? Go sit in school and you do it and do the whole process. Don't just ask for it and think you're going to get it like that. I don't see like, I mean, I don't feel like you're gonna, I feel like we're so blessed to be in the business and you have to keep getting educated.
Mhm.
Why should you give your money away?
Absolutely.
Like, I felt so proud when I bought my son his graduation gift last month. I got him I got him a Lexus for cash. It was an old one, but it looks like it's almost new.
Wow.
And I was like, thank you, Lord, I got this. If I would have been somewhere else or given away my commission, I could have paid this $7,000. It looks like I bought it for $10,000 or $15,000. It's a real nice Lexus.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have to be wise with our money. too.
Agreed. Agreed. You're running a business. This is your business. Good one.
I'll shut up for the rest of the class.
Do not, do not, do not. Home builders, use them. They're everywhere. Home builders are popping up everywhere. They need us. We need them. It's a good situation. Build those relationships. You know, it will take a while for you to build that relationship. Don't give up. You know, it may take you 2-3 months to just go in there and just say, hey, I just want to say hi. I'm driving through, you know, bring your clients there. Build a
Great
relationship.
suggestion.
Yeah. Okay, so new home builders. Any questions about new home builders at all? Social media. Any questions about social media? 'Cause I know we kind of talked about it. Community.
The only thing on social media is you said to use the Wholesale logo because of the Trek rules.
Mhm.
They have to know who to contact.
That's right. Trek, if ever there's a complaint, Trek works for the consumer. They don't work for us. They work for the consumer. You know, so give to get helps. It works.
For example, what you can is, we can do a lot of stuff community, but can we suggest recommend something that is special?
Be involved in your church. You know, when my daughter was in drill team and I gave back, you know, a little bit, I donated every time I got a sale. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Make sure that everybody wins when you walk away. Again, don't have to give away the farm, you know, but make sure that everybody feels like they got something out of it. You know, when you join clubs in the neighborhood, volunteer your time, you know, volunteer your expertise, volunteer, you know, just give in any way that you see. It's always good to give to give.
I have a question, Shelley. Can you do something? I know last night something came to my mind, but I don't know if you can do it. Because I know my pastor and I have a real good relationship, and I told him that I really wanted him to finish paying off my house, and I had a lot of goals. If you want to get together with him and have something like in a hall, like for information for first-time home buyers, or like a little seminar, are you
Absolutely.
able to do that at your church? If you
Oh,
guys-
yes, you
Okay.
are. First-time home seminars, that's what you're asking about. Can you do that?
Either that, or I was trying to I have, a lot of people call me for refinancing and stuff like that. I wanted to get a little workshops and get some loan officers and probably get another agent or two there and ask my pastor if we can, because I think it will not only help us as agent, but also people that have high interest. We're gonna have the loan officers there but I wanna know if we can do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, do it. It's gonna gain you buyers. They're gonna also, if you bring a lender in, they're gonna pre-qualify them, so you don't have people in your car who can't buy. You know, love the idea. It's a great idea. Put it on your list. Do home buying seminars. We've had a couple in our office. You're welcome to use our office. If you wanna do this on a Saturday, bring a builder in. Yep,
And then I'm very excited because I just got my first MCC client, and I'm very happy for him. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but I already have a loan officer that does MCC,
okay.
the mortgage credit certificate, so I was gonna ask that MCC program to also.
Great idea. The more you can educate your buyers, the better you'll be. And, you know, I hear people in this business say, and I want to put this to rest right now. I've heard somebody say, oh, only do listings. That's where the money is. Or only do buyers. You're a buyer's agent only. In this business, we do it all. You know, until you get where you want to be, you do it all. You do listings, you do buyers, you do sellers, work with home builders, you do it all. We're not picky. You know, it's all a sale. Don't feel like, and this is where people from the outside come in and they tell you, oh, this is, you know, this is the way to do it. Only do it this way. This is the way it's done. You know, you have to decide for yourself what's right for you. What's right for that person may not be what's right for you. Here's another thing I want to hit on too. When somebody says, oh, you know, list it with, you know, list this price at $299,777. This is how I do all my listings. This is what I want you to do. That's the way they do it. It may work for them. That's great. It may not be how you do it. You know, in this business, it's very personalized. Don't fall for that. You run your business the way your gut tells you to run your business. We instinctively know what the people around us are looking for. Don't let somebody tell you there's only one way to do this business. There are many, many, many different ways to do this business. We all have different personalities. We all have different passions. Follow that. Follow your gut in this business. Be authentic. Be yourself. Community involvement's great. I think that every neighborhood should have a showcase of open homes, which means once a month. You're doing open homes for everyone in the neighborhood. You can advertise this in the neighborhood newsletter. They know that you're the person who controls this. When they see this in the newsletter that you're doing these open houses, and somebody has their home listed, they're gonna call their agent and say, call Annette. She's doing this awesome showcase of open homes where everybody can come in on one day and we all benefit from this. You're now the go-to person. Take control of that situation like that. Own the neighborhood. There are a lot of neighborhoods out here that aren't owned anymore. You notice that? There used to be one sign predominantly in a neighborhood, but I'm not seeing that so much anymore. It means that people aren't owning that neighborhood. Take control of it. Showcase of open homes. Volunteer. Everybody needs help doing something. The neighborhood needs help. You know, get creative. Whatever you feel like the neighborhood needs, go to the HOA people. Run for a seat. You know, the more people that know you, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, that's true, but keep in mind, the neighborhood I live in, there's one agent who had initially all the signs.
Mhm.
It's like, how am I gonna get in this neighborhood? And I really felt so intimidated because I'm like, her signs are, anytime you see a house, her signs were the signs.
Yeah.
And, now we are starting to see more signs in the neighborhood, and right now, today, we have 2 Wazelle signs in our neighborhood.
Nice.
So.
One
I'm
of
like,
yours.
One of,
One of
one of
yours.
mine, but one of them is, another Wazelle agent, and my kids were like, is that yours, Mom? I'm like, no, but it's Wazelle, so it's mine.
The great thing about that is you have your magnet on your car.
Mhm.
You know, so you're driving through and they see Wazelle Properties Annette, Wazelle Properties Annette. So they may see another sign in there, but they know you, and so they think all those listings are yours,
That's
Yes.
good.
right?
Yes.
They do, because they're, you know.
Yeah.
So next time you go do a listing appointment, you can say, listen, we have 3 listings already in this neighborhood. You know?
Okay, you're saying, I know the HOA meetings in different subdivisions, like, nobody shows up except the people that have to be there.
True.
But that would be beneficial to get listings and get buyers?
I think that anywhere you can go to help, to volunteer, to get in front of people, you should. Those, by the way, the people that do show up, they're plugged into the neighborhood, because people call them and say, hey, I'm trying to sell my house, but I can't because the house next to me won't mow their grass. You know, or I'm ready to put my house. The more you talk to, the more those little tidbits, those little treasures of information
Everything else, okay.
pop up.
Because I went to one HOA meeting just because the house next door to me burnt down, and a year later, it was still sitting there.
Ah,
So,
yeah, you're right. You know, depends on, you may get there and nobody will be there, and then, you know, maybe that's not the best use of your time, you know. But if there are 50 people there and they're active in the community, oh my gosh, get to know a teacher. Teachers know everyone. They are connected. Yeah, they know what's going on. They hear all the gossip. They know, they are plugged in. Get to know a teacher, and then and then say how can we, you know, I'll donate. I'll do whatever I can do. You know, just let me know if you hear of anyone. I'm here to help.
I had a, I don't know what you call them, but anyway, home ec teacher that I sold the house to, and I said, well, can I come and do a little presentation? And then she said it was middle school. I said, well, forget it, they're too young. So, but high school, I think, because they're fixing to be out in the world, and they'll go home and tell their mom and daddy that, hey, oh yeah, so-and-so, our Uncle Bob's gonna sell his house.
Yeah. You know, and get your kids to work for you. You know, my kids, you know, if you have them, put them to work. You know, my kids bring me agents, they bring me clients, you know, they hear what's going on out there too. It's reach out to do everything, all of the above, you know.
Easy.
Aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, neighbors, it's all good. But just get involved. That's my point. Just get involved. How much time do we have? Thirty. Okay. Any questions about new home builders, social media, or community involvement? I want to just kind of, these are my life lessons. These are the things that I want to share with you as being a part of the business, you know, not life lessons, but work lessons, so to speak. Be you. Don't try and be somebody else. If somebody, you know, there are a lot of people in this business, and we all know someone who thinks that they know everything, who thinks that they've got it all together, and they want to teach you how to do it. You have to be who you are. You have to be your authentic self. You have to be genuine. You're building this business because you like it. So be you. Don't try and be someone you're not. You know, if you're the kind of person that, you know, is a very casual kind of person, you're going to attract that type of person. If you're a business person, you're very A-type personality, you're going to attract that very task-oriented A-type personality. Plenty of people out there. You be you, the right people will come, they'll appreciate you for who you are, and you don't have to feel like you're trying to be something that you're not. Design your business around your life. We got into this business for a reason. I got in this because I had children. I didn't want to go to work from 8 to 5. I wanted to be home. I wanted to go read books to them on Friday. You know, I wanted to go have lunch with my kids. I wanted to be there when they got off the bus. So make your business wrap around your life. It can be very social. Have fun with it. Be social. Have a good time. Save for taxes. Save 25% just to be safe. A lot of times, you know, because we're 1099 employees, we make all this money and then, oops, it's tax time. Learn your craft. Get to know what you're doing. be comfortable with what you're doing. The more comfortable you are, the more confident you'll be. The more confident you are, the more you'll be able to speak with people about it. In that confidence, people will learn to trust you or be more comfortable with you. So learn your craft. And when I say that, I mean, pull out a contract, read the contract. You know, we have great producers in this company that will come to me and ask me a question that is word for word written on the contract. And, you know, it's just contracts change. You need to just go through and read it. If you have a question about the contract, call me. Let's talk about it. We're fixing to have a contract class. You know, we can talk about contracts and addendums and all of that stuff. It's going to be a great class. But learn your craft. Learn your business. Know what's going on in the subdivision that you're in. Dollar per square foot. All houses have granite. All houses don't. This is, you know, learn the trends of what's going on around you. I can't wait for you guys to do the goal setting part of this that we said at the beginning later. If you want to send that to me, I'd love to get a copy of it because I can help you. You know, that's my job. My job is to help you get to where you want to be. So decide what you want out of it. Write it down. Tell somebody. I think we should, you know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, there's about 10, 15 people in the room. Let's exchange cards. Let's keep each other accountable. Here's a little sales statistic. I know I hear people say, oh, I just did a mass mailing to everyone in my neighborhood. 2,500 homes. It cost me, you know, $2,000. I didn't get anything out of it. Well, of course you didn't. You did one mailing. You know, you didn't stay consistent. You're going to have to stay consistent. In fact, I think that you should probably reach someone 3 different ways. Through your social media, through a phone call, meeting them at a club, like not a club, but a bowling club or a cooking club or something like that. You know, a running club, you know, just get involved. But the more they see you, the more they know you're a realtor, the more they're going to send business to
Be
you.
involved.
Be involved. Any questions at all? Yes.
We have an onliner that wants to know, is there a company that we use to make name tags?
Is the magnets, House of Magnets. House of Magnets.
5 for 25, or 2 for 10.
2 name tags for $10 or 5 name tags for $25?
So you start 5 for 20.
Oh, 5 for $20. House of Magnets. Houseofmagnets.com. Great question. What else? Anyone else? Okay, now I want to hear from you guys.
Well, this didn't make any sense to me. Sounds like it might make a lot of dollars.
Right. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I want to know what you guys think. I mean, is this doable? Is it not doable?
Let's do it.
Is
Let's
it
do it.
doable?
Because, you know, it means how serious you are.
Yes.
Depends on-
You can make it, nothing is impossible here. But we don't do that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We should organize ourselves. And then everything we should try. We think about this in the class, we think, oh, this is great, this is great, this is great. When we go out of the class, then we forget. And we don't follow. So actually, if we, you know, organize ourselves, follow this, and be consistent, as you say.
Consistent and follow
it is
through.
easy to go.
And you know, at the end of the year, we had, I know you guys know that we paid out $5.6 million in commissions last year. We had 350 agents at the end of the year, and we sent out 300 1099s. So we did the math yesterday, Chastity and I, it's like 85% of you are working. That's a pretty big number. So you guys are doing the right things. We just need to fine tune, make sure that we're being consistent, make sure that we're on task. You know,
Sometimes we get, you know, discouraged, but you should continue.
We're in sales. This business is to get up in the morning and get dressed and out the door. We have to be positive. We have to, all these things that we have to do as salespeople.
There is competition in the market, so you have to survive.
Yes, it's a very simple business though. I guarantee you, if you did half of the stuff that we talked to today, you will, I promise you, you will make $100,000. You will pay off your house. We'll be buying, new cars for all of our kids. It will work, I promise you. I'm living proof.
One thing that you said that really struck me was, we should be purposeful with our time. For me, I think that was like speaking to me. Everything you said there is very practical, and I think it can be done.
Yeah,
So, for me, being purposeful with my time. make sure,
purposeful.
The times that I've set aside to do this, make sure I'm doing it.
Mhm.
So that's one of those.
Yes, I think that if you figure out what you really want out of this and what hours you're willing to work, and then during those times you do the right things, you cannot go wrong in this business. There's no way you cannot make $100,000 in this business. It's not possible to do all of these things and not make money. We're in a very lucrative business, and we're in Texas. So in Texas, when all the other housing markets tank around the world, ours only comes down a little. We never entirely tank here in Texas. So we're in a great area, great business. It's a great time. Let's go make some money. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Very happy.